Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. It is your girl, Dr. Kimmy. Welcome to our new members in our community. So excited to have you all here. And like I said, my name is Dr. Kimmy, and I am your high ticket start coach. So I help professional women of faith develop, package, position, launch, and profit from their very first high ticket group coaching program using the power of their unique story. So I wanted to come here tonight and just chat. I didn't really prepare anything. So y'all know I actually prepare my live streams, meaning I have a process, I have a methodology by which I go live, and I don't have any of that tonight. I am just sharing with you ideas and concepts that I just discussed with my coaching clients. So I actually just got off of a mastermind call with some of my amazing clients, and I wanted to talk a little bit about hold on, let me stop some of my notifications. Let me stop some of my notifications so I don't have to hear them. Okay, that should be good. So I wanted to talk about sales and the energy behind sales, because what I find is that, and we talked about this last week a little bit, in terms of changing your own energy toward sales and selling. And if you have a negative energy, that is going to be showing up in your communication, in your messaging, in your marketing, and your potential clients are going to feel that, and it's not going to feel great. It's not going to feel great, and they are likely not going to purchase from you. And so I wanted to share with you guys, what do we do? What are some simple steps that we can take, some simple shifts that you can take as a brand new coach to make your first 10K month? So the first thing is, I just wanted to share that I was in the place that you guys are. Like, I know I dropped that thing today of like putting hearts for like where you are in your business. Are you an entrepreneur? Do you know exactly where your next client is coming from? Do you not know exactly where your next client is coming from? Or are you just like entrepreneur? None of the above. I'm none of those things, right? And so again, I don't do that to shame anyone or to put anyone down. It's really just for you to do like an honest self-assessment of where you are. And I spent most of 2020 being whatever color I had for the second one, right? So I was definitely an entrepreneur. I was making money in exchange for solving a problem, but I had no idea where my next client would come from. I had like, it was just sort of like, hope I get a client, hope it works out for me. Not really sure how that's going to work. And that's directly opposed to now, where I am confident in my process. I am confident in my ability to sell and to scale in a sustainable way. And I know exactly where my next clients are coming from and how to, like, I know I have a sales process, right? And that's something I teach in Purpose in my group coaching program. But I also just wanted to share with you all just some simple shifts that you can start to make. If you're not in Purpose yet, definitely join me, DM me if you are interested in learning more about it. But if you're not in Purpose yet, or if you're just like, what are some things I can do to like start moving in that direction of knowing where my clients are coming from? I want to say that I want to submit to you that none of this is external. None of this is external. None of knowing where your clients are going to come from and being a certain entrepreneur, meaning being an entrepreneur that has certainty about your process, your promise, and your ability to sell and scale. None of that is external. It is all internal. is all internal. And I promise you, I had to make that shift. I had to definitely make that shift because in the beginning, remember I told you guys that I have like negative money beliefs, like at baseline. I no longer do. I don't think I do anymore. I don't. I still have to work on it though. I still have to work on it. Like I work with my therapist on that. But I had like very, 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 very negative money beliefs before, whereas my money mindset now is very, very much evolved. I had very, very negative beliefs about sales, selling, and sellers, right? Like entrepreneurs. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I thought it was gross. I thought it was sticky, icky. Just, I don't want anything to do with it. And so I was still constantly searching externally for a way to get my business to 10K months. Like, how do I just like break through this barrier and like get to any sort of consistent income at first, right? But then it was like, how do I make consistent like 10K months? Like, how do I do this? And the first thing I had to realize was that it started with me. It didn't start with whatever coaching program I purchased or didn't purchase. It didn't start with my clients or my potential clients. It didn't start with the software that was working or not working, a lot of times in my case. None of that. It had nothing to do with any of that. Everything had to do with me. It all had to do with me. I had to change how I was showing up in the world. I had to change how I was showing up in the world. And I'm going to tell you guys the 3 things that I did. You guys, I talk about this often, but I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break it down for you because I want you guys to kind of understand. And this is something I literally just got off of a coaching call with my clients and taught them this exact methodology. So I am hopefully delivering massive value to you guys. Like, if you're watching and you are here for it, like, let me know that you're here, that you're watching, that you're excited about what you're going to learn, because honestly, this was the thing that got me to consistent 5-figure months, period. This was the thing. This was it. Now, yes, there are nuances and there's a process, and I teach my clients like the exact, like, first do this, then do that, all of that stuff. But basically, it's all centered around these 3 things that I'm going to share. Okay, so number one. Oh, I'm still having notifications. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. Or hopefully it's not too distracting. Number 1, I needed to have conversations. Now, I'm not just talking about superficial, like, oh yeah, I'm talking to people, like having conversations with my people, talking and interacting with humans. Sometimes we spend so much time in our coaching business trying to stay away from humans. We put up all sorts of barriers between us and our humans that we need to be speaking with, right? Things such as email sequences, landing pages, all of these have a place. But the highest thing we need to be doing, the first thing we need to be focusing on is conversation. Having conversations with our people and not blocking, not shielding ourselves from conversations by little, like, just menial, like you don't even realize you're doing it when you're in the middle of self-sabotaging in this way, in this very unique way in your business. You don't even realize it. You will put up so many barriers and blocks between you and your people. Just block after block after block. And I am telling you guys, that is the biggest way to not reach your goals, okay? That's the biggest way to not reach your goals, like to put barriers between you and your people. You need to be every single day having interactions with your people, conversing with your people, showing up for your people and talking to them. So I want you to think about, like, how many people have you spoken to today about your coaching? If you are serious about wanting to do this, then that is the simple first step. And it's really just that simple, y'all. It is really just that simple. When I stripped away all the tech, all the nonsense, all the foolishness, all the strategists, the this, the that, and I just started talking to my people, that is when I broke through. So that's step number 1. You need to talk to your people. Step number 2, as you're talking to your people, you need to tell them what you do, who you help. So I talked about this. If you guys listened to last week's podcast, I want to say, about friend zoning. We do this all the time. We don't make our intentions known. So if there was a dude, right? Like, I don't really know anything. I'm married. I've been married for basically 14 years and with my husband for like 22 years. So like, I don't really know about the world of dating, but I have a lot of friends that are in that like world. If there was a guy and he kept coming around, y'all were talking, y'all were friends, but he didn't make his intentions known that actually he wanted more, like, that's right? Like, if he was just like, no, we're just friends, just chatting, right? But really he wanted more, like, that, those interactions feel weird. Like, when you are interacting with someone who you know is into you and you know is feeling you, like, that's a different interaction than like this like friend zoney, like, you're into me but you're trying to hide it, but I kind of feel it but I'm not sure. Like, that uncertainty, like, uncertainty cannot be a part of our business model. Like, our business model cannot include uncertainty, because our potential clients are already uncertain about lots of things, right? They're uncertain about where they are in their life, where they want to go sometimes, right? And even sometimes if they're certain about where they want to go, they don't know how to get from point A to point B. Then is your process going to be the thing that takes me from point A to point B? So if you are introducing uncertainty with your friend zoning, meaning you are not making your intentions known, you are not letting people know, like, I can help you in this way, that's weird. That's awkward. Now, obviously, you don't want to start off with that, right? So, like, I start conversations all the time and I just ask questions. I come from a place of curiosity, things that Dr. Joyo talked about on her masterclass. So definitely check out her masterclass. I'm gonna link it to a guide so you guys can easily find it. But you know, we want to first just like start, like, you know, every relationship, you start with some sort of small talk, right? Like, you're getting to know each other, et cetera, et cetera. But at some point, you have to let people know what you do. People should know what you do, right? Because otherwise it's just like, why are we having this conversation? I mean, it's great, but like, right? So my people, like, I tell you guys, that's why when I do my live streams, I explain to you guys who I am and what I do, right? I want to make it crystal clear. Now, your brain, your unconscious mind does not want you to make it clear. She wants you to be vague. Your inner cave woman, I talk about her all the time. She wants you to be vague and just like really nebulous, airy-fairy, nebulous. And I spent a lot of my first year in business being airy-fairy and nebulous. Airy-fairy nebulous is uncertainty. And if you're introducing uncertainty as part of your business model, it's not going to work. Because one of us has to be certain in this relationship, right? Your client is not certain. It has to be the coach, right? So introducing uncertainty in any way, shape, or form is just not going to fly. It's just not. It's not going to work for your clients and your potential clients. So let people know what you do. Specifically, how do you help them? So when I come on here and I tell you guys, I help you develop, package, position, launch, and profit from a high-ticket coaching program, when I call myself a high-ticket start coach, when I tell you guys, I'm very specific about what I do, right? So then the women I'm conversing with, they know exactly what I do. There's no like hidden agenda. There's no like weirdness, right? It's just, this is what I do. This is the type of coach I am. I'm a coach. and I can help, right? And that gets me to number 3. The third thing, and y'all, I'm telling you, I just spent like an hour with my coaching clients going through this exact framework. This exact framework. Like, I really, really hope that you're taking notes, because this is the goods right here. Like, I'm serious, y'all. Like, I only provide value. Like, this is the goods. Number 3, you're gonna present your potential clients with offers. So many of us are not actually selling. We are not actually offering anything. Sometimes we think we are, but we're not. We're not actually putting our offer in front of people. And it is because our cave woman is telling us not to, right? Just like she always does. Our cave woman is telling us not to. But if you want to be a coach that finally breaks that 10K, like as a new coach, you can make a substantial amount of money right out the gate. You can command a high ticket price right out the gate if you do these 3 things. The third thing, actually put your offers in front of people. Tell people how they can work with you and that you can help them. Now, obviously, we want to make sure we're qualifying people, vetting them. I go through all of that in purpose. I go through like the specifics on how to do that. But once you're reasonably assured that you're talking to your person, you want to actually now present them with an offer and say, I can help you. Like, I'm a coach, right? That's number 2. I'm a coach. And then number 3 is, here's my offer. I can help you. A lot of times we are just kind of going round and round. Like, even if we get number 1 done and we're like talking to people, we don't then tell them like how we can help them, like what we do. And we don't put offers in front of them. Even when you go live, even when you do stories, like you're doing stories, you're doing lives, you have your podcast, you like have all these things. You're building all these assets. You're showing up in front of your community. So you're doing number 1, you're like interacting with people, with actual humans, right? But then you're not actually telling people specifically the transformational promise and process that you can provide, right? That's number 2 of like telling people what you do. And then you're not actually giving people a chance to purchase. You're not actually selling. And I did this so much in my first year of business. I would think I was selling and think I was telling people about stuff, but I kind of wasn't. Kind of on purpose, but not really, right? Like, it was like really nebulous. Again, uncertainty cannot be a part of our business model. If there's 2 people in this relationship, the coach and the potential coach, we can't both be uncertain. One of us has to be certain because one of us is always going to be uncertain, and that's your potential client. Now, obviously, I believe in creating content that qualifies your prospects, that actually gets them to a yes before they even get on in a sales conversation with you, to reduce that uncertainty. But there's still always going to be a level of uncertainty. So I teach my clients how to show up in such a way that the uncertainty is like diminished, right? But there's still going to be like a little bit of uncertainty. Always, right? Because you're taking someone on a journey. They know they want the point B, but they don't see exactly how to get there. And if you aren't telling them how you're going to get them there, because you're sort of just like, you're kind of all over the place, you're kind of vague, you're kind of not straightforward, you're not telling people exactly how you serve them, you're giving yourself a name or a title, but you're not really describing or defining what that means. Like, what does this like practically mean for the client? That is introducing uncertainty into your business model. Now you're doing it because your cave woman is trying to keep you safe. And it's going to work. It's going to work because it's going to work in terms of it's going to work in terms of like your cave woman, not like, it's not like a good thing, right? But your cave woman is going to be like, yes, right? Like, all right, we are sabotaging ourselves. This is great, right? Like, she loves that. But we're going to actively fight against our cavewoman. We're going to fight against her by being specific, about how we can serve people, and then giving people a chance to work with us, like actually presenting an offer to them, a discreet offer, like this is my program. I think I can help you. We start on this date. Let me take your money. Like, I'm going to collect payment. I'm going to onboard you. I'm going to start coaching you. Right? Like, that is what we need to do. And I was telling my clients just now in Purpose, this is the highest form of service that we can do as coaches. It's even higher than the actual coaching, I believe, because if I don't do this, I can't coach anyone. The highest form of service to our community, to our potential clients, is selling them. The transformational process and promise, that's the highest. Second highest is the actual coaching, like actually going through it, but the highest is selling, because if I don't sell to you, then I don't have the opportunity to help you change your life. And that is what we're here to do. If we're coaches, that is what we are here to do. We are here to transform lives. And so we have to sell. Now, it doesn't feel great always, because we're just like, but what if they say no? But, right? And so I'll do other videos throughout the week to address that. But the highest form of service is selling. I want you, when you watch this on the replay, or where, like, I don't know, I can't tell if anyone's watching right now, please, like, type that out and put that in the chat. I want you to make it personal. My highest form of service is selling. And that is true, the highest form. Because if I don't sell my transformation, then nobody's going to get results. Oh, someone's here. I don't see who you are, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, hello, whoever you are. Thank you for being here. Can you type that in the chat? Whomever you are, please type that in the chat. My highest form of service is selling. Actually, I can go in through my phone and see who you are. Let's see. Is this Dr. Melissa? I think it might be. Yes, my highest form of service is selling. Period. Yes, the highest. It's above the actual coaching. Believe it or not. Because if I don't sell to you, how am I ever going to coach you? How can I ever teach you that transformation? There you are, girl. I see you now. Hey, Dr. Melissa's here. My last sales call a few days ago was a no. So I'm like, Tracy. Oh, it was Tracy. Okay, Tracy's here. Melissa's here. Awesome. Okay, you guys are all here though. My last sales call was a no. So I'm like, okay. Number one, I want you to be happy. What? Dr. Kimmy, be happy? My sales call was a no? Yes, because only good stuff can come out of a sales call. Whether or not it's a no or a yes, only goodness can come out of a sales call, because either I'm going to get a client, which is like, yay, or I'm going to learn, which is like, yay, right? So only goodness comes out of a sales call. So that's the first thing. I want you to rejoice. That's the first reason to rejoice. The second reason to rejoice is that you have to have a certain amount of no's before you get your yes. You have to have a certain amount of no's before you get your yes. So it's like, oh, I got another no. Check. Right? Tracy, like, that is a good thing. It's like, okay, I'm moving through my no's, going to my yes. You have to know that. You have to believe that with like certainty, right? But it's true. It's true. So I want you to like spend some time in that. But then also think about this. A sales call that is a no, what can I do with that information? Not only can I review the call and figure out like things that I can do better, just like from a practical standpoint, I can now I understand just one more objection. What's the objection they presented? Now I can do content around that objection. I can do content around that. That person is still watching you. And a no can turn into a yes. That's number one. But number two, there's lots of other people who have that same objection. So now I can take that no and that objection and I can turn that into content that is going to break down somebody else's like wall or rock of unbelief and help them to see that like, oh, okay, this is why I was thinking about things, but now Dr. Tracy is showing me a new way, right? That's smart. She's watching me. They're all watching you. Right? They're all watching you. And so you're going to take that information, that objection, and you're going to turn it into content. And even if she never says yes, there's somebody else who has the exact objection. Break down the wall. We've talked about this. Yes. There's someone else who has that exact objection. So now you can help them make a decision. A sales call is nothing more than you helping someone come to a decision. So this is another reason to be thankful, to rejoice. You had someone make a decision. Even though their decision was no, that is okay. That is okay. You moved them toward a decision. Yes, take the objections and turn them into content. Nothing is lost. There's nothing lost from a sales call that, like, where you didn't collect payment. Like, nothing is lost. Absolutely nothing. And you have to approach it from that standpoint. And I want you to actively do this. I want you to spend some time today, since you brought it up today, spend some time in, because like the longer you go between the call and like you forget things. So spend some time today and I want you to think about, what content can I turn this into? This is good. This is like a good place to be in. This is good, right? Like now you have a way to address someone else's objections to hopefully move them to a yes. So there's so much you can do with a sales call that doesn't go right. There's so much you can do. That's that abundance though. That's that abundance. When you have abundance, when you know the clients are coming, when you know the clients are already there, when you are certain of your ability to get them that transformation and to help move them from their point A to their point B, and you know that your people are out there, you don't have to like wallow in despair. You create actions that help to further your mindset of certainty and abundance. The actions are, I'm going to reflect on this. I'm going to take this information. And y'all know, another coach would say, you just need to change your thoughts. How? You change your thoughts by changing your actions. So I'm always going to tell you what to do. Do these things to be able to believe something new so that you can have a new thought, right? So take these actions, like rejoice. Like, yes, I made a no. Somebody said no. That means I'm closer to my yes. Reflect on the call. Watch it again if you recorded it. What could you have done differently? What went well? What didn't go so great? Etc., etc. Take that objection, turn it into content. It's like, because when you operate from abundance and certainty, it's like, okay, that's a no. Great. Awesome. Let me take this and move it forward for the next client, because they're out there and you have to know that your clients are out there. And part of that, right? Yes. So we got like a 3. So I talked about 3 things, and then this is like the this is like the 3 within the 3. Right? So the 3 things we first started talking about was like, how can you, like the steps, the 3-part framework to reaching your first 10K month, even as a brand new coach. Converse, like actually talk to your people, right? Tell them what you do. Like, don't be weird. Don't let people guess. Be certain and be specific about what you do. Like, let people know what you do, how you can help them. And then number 3, make offers to people. Now, when you make offers to people and then they say no, then we're going to do these things. We're going to say, yes, awesome, I got to know. One step closer to my yes. One step closer to my yes. Reflect on the call. What could I have done differently? What can I change? What went really well, right? And then you turn the objections, whatever objections they present, you turn that into content. Boom. It's like, so nothing is lost. There's everything this is all goodness. Do you see how this is like all good? This is all good. And I want you to just be grateful, like sit in a space of gratitude for all that you're learning from this sales call. What about people weary of coaching or no transformation? Are you saying, so I think, okay, so the first question I got, how to operate from abundance as a coach. What about people weary? So I'm going to answer both of these questions. The answer is the same. What about people weary of coaching or no transformation? I want to submit to you that this is not going to be easy to hear. I talked about this on Friday. I actually just recorded 2 podcast episodes on this, so this is coming up on the podcast. I want to submit to you that the people you attract are a function of what you are putting out into the world. Ugh. Like, I know, like, that didn't feel good for me to say that. And I actually don't know who's speaking right now. So I don't know who you are. So this is nothing personal because your name does not come up. So I don't even know who this is. But that's great because it's like general. Like we all have these thoughts, right? We are attracting based on the energy we're putting out. The Bible says you reap what you sow. That's not just, it says whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. I think I actually remember the scripture, y'all. If I actually remember this scripture, what are y'all gonna like send me a cookie or something? Because I want to say, because y'all know I never remember anything. I want to say it's Galatians 5:6. Shoot, that's not it. It's Galatians something. I was close. Is it Galatians? Okay, so now I don't know. If Dr. Melissa's on here, maybe she can help me. The Bible says, whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. It's also talking about us in our businesses, because I believe the Bible, I believe God cares about our business, and I believe that the Bible is the manual and the blueprint for every single aspect of our life. And so I want you to spend some time just reflecting. I'm don't want to accuse you of anything, but I want to submit to you that our community and those who are around us and those who are attracted to us, it's usually because of what we're putting out into the world. Are we wary of coaching? Many of my clients don't even want to call themselves coaches at first because they have a negative impression of coaching. Do you have that? Are you wary of transformation? Are you wary of selling? Are you wary of entrepreneurs when you see people showing up as entrepreneurs? Galatians 6. Is it 6:5? I was close. I am just going to still pat myself on the back, okay? Galatians 6. 6 what? Okay, hold on. 6, 7, and 8. Yes. Okay, yay. Okay. I remembered right before I saw it. Okay. Galatians 6, 7, and 8. Y'all pray for me. Okay. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. It says whatsoever. So before we start putting that energy and sort of, oh, these people, they don't believe in coaching, they don't believe in transformation, they don't, I want us to just spend some time and get honest and ask ourselves, do we believe in coaching? Do we believe in transformation? How do we get when someone is selling to us? Do we get weird? Do we get put off? Are we like, ugh, how dare she sell something to me? when you see ads on Facebook, when you're scrolling and you see ads for coaching, do you like it? Do you cheer for that person? Or are you indifferent, which is usually just a cloak for negativity? Or are you like, oh, hide ad, I don't want to see this anymore. Like, everybody is trying to sell stuff. Everyone's a coach. Like, why does everyone have to be a coach? I know so many people that have that energy I just gave, but they're also calling themselves a coach, want to be a coach, and want to be successful. Those two things that doesn't work, right? And so you may not even realize that you have that energy toward the thing, toward the coaching, towards selling entrepreneurs. But if you find that you are constantly attracting those people, I want you to turn within and do some deep work and really think about that and like sit with it. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I want you to sit and just say, how do I interact with entrepreneurs? How do I interact with coaching? When someone presents an offer to me, what do I do with that? Like, am I anti the thing that I'm trying to be? And I'm not saying that this is not woo-woo universe manifestation. Like, I don't do that. I do Bible, scriptures, spiritual laws. This is a spiritual law. I talked about this on the podcast that I recorded this weekend. It'll be out in a few weeks. This is a spiritual law. Now, the people of the world have taken it and run with it. And that's fine. Let them have it. That's fine. But what frustrates me is when we, as women of faith, are not using the spiritual laws to our favor. Like, we're not using them, but like other people are using them, and they're like manifesting the universe and whatever. Like, I stay out of all of that. But like, can we use these spiritual laws? Because there's a law, like, it's a law. There's a law of sowing and reaping. So like, if you've done this reflection and you're like, oh yeah, that's me, guilty, right? Which was me a lot. I had to actively work on this. I'm going to tell you how to do this, how to change that mindset. If you find that that's you, right? If you've done some reflection, you're like, yeah, that's me. Or if you're like, I don't think that's me, but maybe it is, because that's what I'm attracting, right? Like, I attract women who they may be uncertain about themselves and their abilities, but I attract women who are excited about coaching, who love coaching, who want to be entrepreneurs, and who want to invest in themselves. Because that's what I am. I am excited. I love coaching. I invest in myself, right? So I have a coach. Like, I do those things. So that's who I attract. And so if you're not sure, I'm going to submit to you that probably is the energy you're putting out if you're attracting those people. And so what you need to do, again, I could just tell you, just change the way you think about things. How? I'm going to tell you how. Right? It's by changing your actions. You can mind anything you put your do to. Do I have a thing on that? I have these little banners that I used to have, and I don't have it. Ugh. Anyway, my phrase is, you can mind anything you put your do to. So you're going to change what you do, and that's going to change your mindset. I am attracting my point A's, but haven't been coached before and aren't taking the next step to invest in themselves. Your point A, so these are people at their point A. They haven't been coached before and they aren't taking the next step to invest in themselves. Okay. My question to you is, are you taking the next step to invest in yourself? What's the next step for you to invest in yourself? Are you doing that? How are you showing up? Are you doing the 3 things I talked about? Are you having conversations? Are you being super clear? And I'm not sure who said that, but are you being super clear as to how you can help people? And are you making offers to them? Like, are you being clear about the transformational process and promise? And are you making offers to them using price as the objection? Price is never the objection. Price is the cloak. Price is the cloak. The objection is uncertainty. Um, but if they're uncertain, are you also uncertain? Like, one of us has to be certain. So like I want to hear more about this. Like, what's happening with you? Because I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about you. I'm not being super clear. That is the first thing you can do to change. That's the first thing. You got to get clear. How can you help them? People are not going to invest money in uncertainty. Like, they're not going to pay money in, like, if you go to buy a car and they're like, this is kind of a car, I'm not quite sure, I think it'll get you from point A to point B, it's a little iffy, like, you're not going to give your money, right? Like, you want certainty. Like, you want, even your used car salesman, you want them to be certain. Right? You want them to be certain. So if you're not being super clear, like, again, whenever you tell me what's going on with your potential clients or the people in your community, I'm going to ask you about you, because it comes from you. All of this comes from you. It doesn't come from your clients. It doesn't come from your community. You are attracting what you put out. So you are attracting uncertain people who are not quite sure what it is that you do. Oh, during sales calls, I'm being clear, not always being clear on my content, not having one-on-one conversations. Okay. The sales call should just be to, like, any last minute questions, any smaller objections. Your content is what qualifies your people. Your content is what tells people exactly what they're getting. So the sales call is not the time to be clear. You want to be clear on the sales call, but the content is when you need the clarity. Because if they're uncertain as to what you provide, and then you get on a sales call and you're like, this is it, and you, like, really focus in on, like, this thing, right? This is how I can help you. That's disparate. Like, in their mind, they're like, but that's not what I thought I was getting, because they've already made up in their mind what they thought you provided. If you didn't tell them, they inserted something. They just made it up. And then you come and you're like, I can do this, and you're super clear. They're going to be like, oh yeah, well, it's too much, or I have to talk to my friend, or I have to talk to my advisor, or I have to think about it, or yeah, I'm not sure, it's a lot of money, I'm not ready for that. But it's the uncertainty, because they didn't know what they were getting into, and then you hit them with, like, here we go, this is it. And then they're just like, but this is not what I inserted for you. Like, you were unclear in your content, so I inserted what I thought you were going to do for me, but then you're telling me something else. So this is a lot. And their cave woman, because everyone has a cave woman, their cave woman is, like, doing cartwheels because she's just like, this is too much friction, run away, right? Makes sense. Yeah. So you use your content to do the things that I said, right? To meet people. Oh, this must be Tracy then, because I stay telling you this. This must be Tracy. Yes. My question is to really sit with why you don't want to be clear in your content. There's a reason that you're not being clear in your content, right? I know it's Tracy now. Why aren't you being clear in your content? There's like, you need to sit with that. Again, you tell me anything that your community is saying to you, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to be like, so they're a reflection of you. They are a reflection of you, because you reap what you sow. So this is what you're sowing. You're sowing, like, uncertainty. You're sowing, who knows what you're sowing? I don't know. Your clients might not even know what you're sowing. But that's what you're going to reap. You're going to reap people who are uncertain, unsure, all over the place, not willing to invest. Anything you tell me that your clients are doing, I'm going to look at you and say, what are you doing? Right? Even in the investing in themselves, are you investing in yourself right now? Are you? All of you, whoever's watching, right? There's 3 of you watching. If you want people to invest in you, have you invested in yourself? Continuously, not just one and done, like continuously. Are you constantly trying to learn, constantly trying to grow in order to do this work? Are you making offers? Are you being specific? Are you showing up in people's inboxes? Are you having those conversations? Like all of those things, like whatever you tell me, I'm going to ask you what you're doing, right? So we are a reflection of our people. Well, yeah, we are a reflection of the people in our community, and our community is a reflection of us, right? Like that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And that's why you want to use your content to repel. I always talk about repelling. Repel the people you don't want. Attract the people you do want. Qualify them through conversations. Haven't hired a new coach. I'm taking a new course. Reading We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel. I'm being consistent and engaging, not making offers. I think that's supposed to say consistently. Okay, so like in what area can you re-up on that? Like what areas do you see where you need to be doing something differently, right? So you need to be making offers consistently. You need to be clear on what your offers are. If you want to be a coach, you should probably always have a coach. Always, 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 always. All of that stuff. Like it, and I promise you, when you do these things, you will see massive growth. I'm constantly in consumer mode, learning more, getting fat on info. So hiring a coach is different from being in consumer mode, because coaches put you into action. Taking a course is being in consumer mode. Listening to podcasts, reading a book, that's consumer mode. Coaching is action. So a coach is going to put you into action. A coach that has a proven process is going to put you into action. So I disagree that, like, if that was a response to me telling you to hire a coach, that you're in consumer mode now by reading the books. I have the books. I have 2 of them because I'm going to give one of them away. I haven't read her book yet. I will. But that's consumer mode. Taking all the courses, reading the books, the podcasts, the YouTube, like that's consumer mode. Coaching is action. And if we believe in coaching, we should always have a coach. That's one of those things, that's one of those like lines in the sand that I draw. Like, I know I repel people by saying that, and I'm okay with that. Oh, okay. I don't know who's saying what, because you guys aren't letting Ecamm Live see your names, and I can't keep up. You know what? Next time I go live, I'm going to go live without Ecamm so that I can actually see you guys. The reason I do it in Ecamm is that it also transmits to Facebook, and then, not Facebook, to YouTube, so that my YouTube audience can see it. But I can't live like this. I need to know who I'm talking to, because I'm supposed to be having conversations. You did Ecamm. Maybe Ecamm is tripping. You know what? I do need to upgrade. I need to update the app. I was sitting here and the app was updating, and then I canceled it. And every time I always cancel it because I'm just like, I don't have time for this. Okay. That's my bad, y'all. See? It's not y'all, it's me. Whatever is like, I'm telling y'all, this is a perfect example. I'm like, y'all, they're not showing me, blah, blah. And you're like, yes, I did that. And it's me. Like, anytime your community, anything in your community is a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of them. Just saying. Okay, so that was someone else, but whomever that person was, who said this? Who hasn't hired a new coach? Who is taking a new course? Can you just tell me who you are? And is that the same person that said, I'm constantly in consumer mode? But then Tracy is also in consumer. I'm going to update my app, y'all. I'm going to update my app. But you're a great coach, and you know who I am based off of my statements. True. Right. Okay, that was you. So the last one was you. Okay. But who was, okay, I'm done. I'm done trying to figure out who was who. I'm just going to talk because I'm like, I need to stop being ridiculous and update this app so it can work. Okay. That's neither here nor there. Actually, wait, Facebook can tell me. All right, this is This live is getting a little unwieldy. It's starting to feel a little bit like the Wendy's situation. Dr. M. Oh, Dr. M, that was you. Okay, I was the book not hiring coach. You were. Okay. I'm still okay. We're just gonna start over. Start from scratch. Please put your name next to your statements for now until I stop being janky and actually update my app, okay? Please. Like, this is starting to, I'm getting a Wendy's vibe. Did y'all watch that live video? That was a disaster, by the way. I'm still very embarrassed about that. I may remove that live. Actually, no, because you should be able to show your community your vulnerabilities. That live was something else. Okay. What other questions do we have before I log off? Because it's almost 10 o'clock and I still need to make lunch because the first week of summer camp, they don't offer lunch for the kids in both of my camps. And I'm just like, what is this making lunch business? Like, I'm not about this life. Yes, it was hilarious. That was a disaster. I appreciate you for saying it was hilarious, Melissa. I felt like, what other questions do you all have? Okay, so we kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, but a good one. Your community is a reflection of you. Whatever you're doing or not doing is going to show up in them and how they interact with you. In order to develop the energy around sales of certainty and excitement, like certainty, you need to be doing the 3 things I outlined. Having conversations, letting people know what you do specifically, don't be vague, and making offers to people. I can't with the lunch thing either. I'm so frustrated. Like, I have to actually make food for these kids. Like, what? Who does this? Like, what is this whole thing? Okay, so I probably am gonna have to run to Publix because I feel like I don't actually have anything to make lunch with. And Publix opens for another hour. This is tragic. Okay, y'all. I will see you if you guys are interested in learning advanced sales strategies like what I present this evening, right? So I have the 3-part framework and I really break it down for my clients inside of Purpose to Profit. This is the framework that has made me consistent 5-figure months. This is available to you as well. And even if you've taken one of my other programs or courses, this is different. This is advanced selling strategy. It's amazing. It's the dopest thing ever. You want to join the inside. So shoot me a DM. I'm working on the links with Judy. So I'll have the links. It will be productivepurpose.com/apply because you do have to apply for this program. But in the meantime, just send me a DM if you're interested in learning more about Purpose. We launch on July 26th, and anyone who joins before July 9th, is that right? Yes, July 9th is going to get a free one-on-one VIP day with me. So definitely come. I'm about to spend my night ordering groceries for tomorrow. I know. I did that yesterday, but then I didn't realize that I needed to like make lunch for like all the camps. Like, when were they going to tell me that? Anyway. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Go out there, coach, be great, and change the world. Peace and love.